Hey guys, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, people. And make sure that the sound is on maximum. Okay, so I hope the volume is good. Yeah, I'm filming on my iPad. Yeah, I haven't done a video this time. Yeah, good morning. Today is Saturday. Yes, November 13, 2021, and the time is okay, 10:12 a.m. in the morning. Yep. I'm feeling pretty good this right now. Sorry, the camera's moving a lot. Yeah, I feel pretty good right now. Why do I feel good? Well, the title of this live stream, What Does Freedom Taste Like? And in the description I said, sweet. Why did I say that? I say this for different reasons. Um, well, I had a really, really nice walk today with my dogs. I got out of my apartment to walk them. I took a different path today, symbolic. Uh, it was beautiful. I left at 6:30 a.m., got back around 8:30 a.m. I didn't want to stay too long because I have to get breakfast for my little doggies. But it was really nice. I was by the water, went to a park, and it was just awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah. So that it revigorated me, and before I went outside, I was in this living room here watching videos, and one in particular was a video on well, these ladies, they do tarot card readings. I have to remember to keep looking at the camera. Yeah, my voice, everything could kind of drift when I kind of look upwards and everything. But yes, someone was talking about Britney Spears, the singer, and what they call her conservatorship ended yesterday, Friday, the 12th, 2021. So she, as a person, and her estate has been released from the conservatorship for I think over 13 years. She'll be 40 in a couple of days, I heard. Yeah, those of you who know when her birthday is, let me know. But yeah, she'll be 40 very shortly. And when I think about the number 40, it's a special number. And I think it's a special number for women. It's about really being your own. And with the occult, like with Kabbalah, you have the right now, age-wise, to partake in these activities in that faith system or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so I think about that. I remember when I was 40. I am 58, going on 59 in a couple of weeks. Yes, my birthday is coming up. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me when that time comes. Yes, it's a time of celebration. Um, so here should be 40. I'd be 59. And I'm happy about that. I'm really, really happy for Britney Spears. Now I'm kind of old to be talking about Britney Spears. Many of you may be saying, but Britney Spears is a symbol of certain aspects of my life. Uh, Definitely, I've heard about her growing up. I first was hearing about Britney Spears. What was that? 2007, 2006. All the drama. Yeah, I was new on the, watching the internet and everything. And you kind of like grew up with her over, social media. And I didn't really believe everything I was hearing, the hype. I thought it was just all Hollywood hype. That's what I thought, especially when she shaved her head and everything. And I just thought it was a gimmick. Um, but to find out, it was at June or July of this year, 2021, that her father was behind a lot of the crap that she was going through. And that's what I want to talk about. I'm really happy for her. Her new freedom, breaking the chains of slavery. Brittany, boy, my hands keep moving. I have to put this on a solid, yeah, I have it on another surface right now. Sorry about that. But, okay, then move it again. Yeah, so, um, it's a new freedom. Freedom tastes sweet. Sweet freedom is meant to be sweet. And could you imagine yourself, ladies or gentlemen, you're at your, you just, like a little flower, you just started to bloom and it's taken from you. Her power, the people that they orchestrated to be around her and just suck her resources, the men that she's surrounded by. And my growing up, I had to be around these losers. I should have said, like I'm just gonna say it. Um, you have, I mean, anyone could be taken advantage of, whether male or female, or whether the abuser is a male or female. Anybody could be a predator or a leech or opportunist. Yes, good morning out there, viewer. Yes. So when I heard the story about Brittany this morning, I was um, happy for her, but I was also it was triggering something in me, and it took me to go outside today by the water and be rejuvenated and lifting up my spirits because I felt this anger. It was triggering an anger for her, for what happened to her. Um, Her life was um, being controlled, being controlled by people that she should have been able to trust. Her own father, her own mother and sister, they all partook in things that really was in her best interest. And over the summer when she shared with told the judge some of I was embarrassed for her to be 30, 39 years old, and you can't take out your IUD, intrauterine device, to regulate your, um, monitor your own body of whether you want to get pregnant or not. She's a grown woman. And if she was that unstable, then she wouldn't have been performing for all these years, right? If she's that incapacitated, you just retire her, you know, and just live out the rest of her life, heal, emotionally, whatever, and when she's ready. But no, all of a sudden she seems to have all the cognition to choreograph her own routines, all this and that, and then they took her money, the millions from her, millions and millions of dollars from her, and she, um, what else? Visitation rights with her children. Could you imagine you have something? I don't have children, but I have my little dog. So let's say someone says, you can't take care of your dogs. We're going to take them from you, or we're going to have you're going to have some visitation, but you better be good, or else, and other stuff. Wow. So it was triggering some things in me about things that I went through. Nothing like her, but still, freedom and the lack of freedom and someone controlling you. Um, no one probably, just like I didn't really believe what I was seeing in 2007. I thought it was just an act to get, you know, people watching your videos, whatever. Um, but wow, it wasn't. She was crying out for help. So you have people who are really sneaky and they know how to press your buttons and things are going behind the scenes. And then they get the cameramen, those what they call paparazzi. I don't like paparazzi. And it's a misogyny game. Misogynist. What is a misogynist? A misogynist is a man who hates women. Someone might say, oh, they don't hate women because they're married or he's having sex with women, you know. But a misogynist is someone, a man, who really hates the continuity of a woman's being, that the woman is to control her life. They want to control you or destroy. If they can't control you, they want to destroy you. And that was her life. And they did everything to make you think, the fans and the paparazzi, to think that she's crazy or mentally ill. They always do that to women. And they try to do that to me in my own family. Yes, I said it. Even someone recently, about a month or two ago, oh, you better be, some people in the family, they're supposed to have been crazy. Yeah, like you. Yeah, you have men that use the crazy card when they can't control a woman or a situation. You notice they like to do that to women. Am I speaking the truth, people? Let me see if anyone said any comment. Yeah, let me know that you can hear me, guys or gals. Let me know that you can hear me. So, they like to throw the sanity card to women in particular because women in general are more verbal and we're reactive with our emotion because we are emotional beings. We are of the heart, you know, and I'm a person of the heart. I express myself from my heart. And so this could be manipulated by controllers. These are insecure men that go out their way to destroy women's reputations, try to take away from their body, or what they call body shaming. You have some people, men, massagists, they body shame to put the shame on the woman. Britney Spears is a beautiful woman. And what were they saying about her for all these years? But they love to get her money, right? They love to get the money. And it reminds me of this this person that was well, I don't really know what to say, whether to say it. Um, but I know this person that they took this person's money. They had this one job, and in the what do you call it, acting. It was a 1 day assignment, and they took all their money. And it's like, wow. And so that's why I take it, so I know about how things affect me growing up. And when I thought back about this individual, that they didn't have the joy of spending, of spending even a penny of what they earned for that whole day's work. Here you have family, parents, uh, who steal from their children. Why I call it stealing is because the intent is not to share. The intent is not, it's not like the families in poverty and they're using the money for the whole, but they took it for themselves to enjoy because they didn't value the child. And it sounds, and I feel like with Britney Spears, they didn't value her as a human being. She was just a cow. She was they're just milking her, and then they were destroying her slowly, and losing her mind. And they just clunged on, and then they got the conservatorship. What do you call it? I forget the name. I forget the name. When they took control of her body and her finances. She is a modern day slave. modern day slave. She's trafficked to different locations, right? Okay, you're going to come there. Okay, you're going to go there. But making money for other people and everyone that met her, taking from her, taking from her fame. And I take that personal. I do. I do take it personal. This whole, it is a misogyny. And for a father to do that to a daughter, it came out on camera. They had her room was bugged, her bedroom. God, could you believe that? Your intimacies, whether it was a audio or video, either way, it's illegal. That is, and her phone. They said her phone was what they call mirrored, meaning anything that's going on that phone, the people on the other side see everything that she's doing on that phone, texting, calling, everything. That is evil. Evil. Um, yeah, the father seems to be someone, based on the information, who lacks a true manhood of himself. Because remember, he was separated from his wife or divorced from his wife. He when Britney first came out, the parents weren't together. And he was an alcoholic, if I was told right. So now you're being an alcoholic. You're going to take your daughter's money? Shame on you, dude. Wow. And then there's a bond, a 40 million or 45 million dollar bond that the father did something. I guess the bond is like a if anything I I believe what that means, a bond on her daughter. Her daughter was not arrested, so it's not that type of bond. But I'm thinking that the bond in this context means that if anything happens to her, he gets the money. So it's like an insurance policy or not. That's what it looks like or sounds like. Someone having a bond on them. That's what it looks like. So she wants to regroup that money. Yeah. It's a symbol of liberation. Liberation is what it's all about. Some parents are cruel and evil and want to take control of even their grown children, make them feel inadequate, make them appear stupid to others, and yet they have all the creativity. They may even have all the beauty. And shame on the mom to not protect her daughter, and a sister to just kind of leech over. I also thought in the beginning, going way back to like 2006, that, she's just a country girl, and it's just a country thing that the family's all involved because they love each other. Boy, I couldn't have been more, couldn't have been, I was so wrong. See, that's what I just thought. What was being spun was, oh, they're just country folk, right? Yeah, she's country, but the families are creeps. So really, all these emotions that it stirred up in me about her life. Again, I wasn't a Britney Spears fan or anything like that. I mean, the music, I'm much, much older than her. I'm 20 years older than her. So, but of course I watch social media, and you can't help but see the news about her, just like right now. Yeah, I have my camera, my computer on in front of me, playing in the background. So I feel for women like her. And I don't like the paparazzi. What bothers, I noticed something. You notice the paparazzi, they're all men. They're men with cameras of Voyager, right? A man with a camera. They wear their dungarees and sneakers, and they run around chasing women. chasing women, chasing anybody. And why they do it? Because they are whores themselves. And they're doing it for the money. They don't care whose privacy they invade. They just run after it and just take it. And then they want to trash women. Oh, she's not wearing underwear. Oh, she's looks like a slut, right? But they're the ones who take the pictures, and they're the ones that make money off of these women who were in a, did not know. I don't know any woman who deliberately wants to, you know. So I get angry. I'm very angry, these paparazzi. And they want you to buy the photo, buy the magazines, and then they don't like women. And remember, there was another woman, Octomom. Yeah, this happened, boy, 12 years ago. A little over 12 years. About 12, a little over 12 years ago. A woman nicknamed Octomom because she had 8 babies in her womb. All of them survived, and they vilified her. And the people, like, first they wanted to, like, make her look like a hero, and then these same paparazzi then vilified her when they got in her business. No one told them to get in her business. She's an American woman. She worked for 10 years to get this money, to get a procedure done. Did she, in her right mind, know that all 8 were going to grow in her tummy? Of course not. But it was highly successful. So, but I remember that with the Octomom, and they trashed her. The paparazzi were climbing on her car when it was in motion in her garage, and she got the babies with her. Oh, I wanted to just slap those guys down. They should really make it a law about the paparazzi or the photographers have to be X number of feet away, and that they cannot enter someone's property, because you have to protect people. Just because you got a camera doesn't mean you could invade someone's privacy, go on their property, and then trash them, and here make money off of her. Yeah. So, but more power to even Octomom. May her kids be well. Yeah, her kids will be about 12 years old, or 12 and a half, something like that. And may her older kids be doing well as well. Yeah, because she had like, um, like a preteen or something like that, and then this is 12 years. So her kids would be in their 20s, early 20s. Her other kids, and then she has the little ones now that'll be about 12. So I see how some women could be used, vilified, and then trashed and make them appear that they're, I'm sorry, that about this question their sanity. So they don't do that to men. They don't do that, but they do it to women. And so it is a war on women. Um, it's a war on our abilities to say no. In some countries, you can't even drive. I used to live in the West Indies, and they are horrible to women in the West Indies. The Caribbean, and I would imagine the rest of Central and South America is very similar, because it all started around the same time historically, with the European invasion. You have women who are just there to cook and clean. Uh, Women are cheated upon, and you have a lot of women that cheat too in the Caribbean. But it's like the wild, wild west in the West Indies. I didn't like it. They have great food, but I hate it. I hated it, and my background is from the Caribbean. All my grandparents were from the West Indies, long time many generations in the West Indies. Um, the misogyny there. The women work in the house and required to get jobs outside of the house. The women's work is never done in the Caribbean or the rest of the Americas. It's really hard work, hard life. Um, and so that those experiences I had in the West Indies was also kindled how uh, women aren't encouraged to get their own car to drive. Um, the men will sabotage the lady's car, even when you bring it to get it maintained. And they did that to me there. So the anger, they don't want women independent because of their insecurities. Um, they could be really hard working though in the West Indies. They're hard. The men are hard working, but it's an insecurity that I find these areas in the Americas, this severe control over women's lives, women's bodies, the objectification of women. I wouldn't want to live that again in the West. Yeah, yeah. I lived in St. Thomas. I hated it, but they got great food though. Yeah, I look. The food is good. I like the roti there. Excellent, excellent. They're great cooks, honey. West Indies, they can have some good ass food. Um, but I don't. I'm glad I'm out of there. So all these things, these emotions were coming up when I was watching the news report on Britney Spears. Uh, excuse me. I know there's other things I wanted to talk about. Sorry. Wow. Sorry about that. Um, yeah, what else I wanted to talk about? Yeah, it's it made me really feel hopeful about my life. Um, and going out today, I had this feeling of freedom. It smelled sweet. The air smelled sweet. Um, I felt hope. And this whole thing with Britney Spears, if this one, I'm not going to mention you by name, but I had visited you in Long Island, New York, and what we discussed before, this is what I wanted to spare you with. What was happening with Britney, her family was controlling her, and I knew that that was happening to you. And that's why I came to visit you and to warn you, say, hey, it's not you. It's not you. They try to do it to me. It's not you. So if you're watching this, no, it wasn't you. And what I saw, with the Britney Spears, I knew that was that they were trying to do that to you. So that's me. And so I felt an urgency because I know what I went through. And it was an urgency to me. And I told you this once or twice before that I wanted to save you, warn you, so you don't become a victim. Um, yeah. So what else? Oh, I know there's other things. Oh, what is that? Yeah, let me talk about something else now. Yeah, it made me feel hopeful about myself. The day just, again, was very, very sweet. I'm looking up, up at the sky. When you see me looking up, yeah, the clouds and everything looks really nice. I got my monitor also over there, but it's nice to be reminded to look up. You ever find yourself always looking at your feet? Well, start looking up. Not too far out. You don't want to get hit by a car, but when it's safe to do so, remind yourself, hey, it's okay to look up. There's hope when you look up. And it almost made me feel like, hey, could symbolically, I want to do something to liberate me from my past. And I have a picture of the person that passed away in my family. Yeah, I grieved. Um, yeah, it's been 4 months now of my family members passing. and I have his picture right behind me, and I loved that person, and I still love them, but they weren't good to me, but I still love them. It's the people that are closest to us that could hurt us the most. But I'm thinking, when I was getting the news this morning, maybe it's time to put that photo away. I just might. I just might. I did what do you call it? A video on their behalf, a celebration of his life. But again, what he was all about, and he had told me about 3 years ago. Let's see, about 3 or 4 years ago, he saw something, and he tells me, "Hey, I saw so and so sneaking in your room at 12 and 1 o'clock in the morning." And again, I felt it was selfish of him you're going to just spring on me something like that. And it's something I can't do anything about because that other person is dead. And you knew all this was going on, but yet you mistreated me and you followed what this person was telling you to do to harass me. And I think that's sad. And behind my back, you were saying bad things about me. And so other people had to tell me, hey, this person's writing this behind your back. And totally distorting everything. I was 5 years old. You mentioned something when I was 5 years old. I was between maybe 5, 6 years old. Because I asked you why you were crying. And then you're going to call me all these, say I'm a bigot because, hey, I asked you what's your, why are you crying? And if I don't even remember me ever asking him that at 5 or 6 years of age. I don't remember. But I'm a caring person. Well, it's another way of saying, what's the matter? What's wrong? How can I help? What's going on? Why are you crying? What's upsetting you? Right? You're 5, 6 year old. Because of oh, you like this politician. Oh, you must be a racist. Blah blah blah. This whole video, my whole channel, is about uplifting the community. Didn't matter that I did volunteer work in the black community. Didn't matter that I tried to help black people in the military and to open up rights for us. We didn't even have the right to work in certain departments just because of our race. And I opened up doors on the ship that I worked on. I was in the Navy. And I opened up opportunities for us to work in there. But no, I'm being shit on. Being called all these things by someone that didn't understand me. Behind closed doors, they were doing things against me. Wow. So that's why I might just pull down the photo. I cried. I was upset when he passed away because I love him. I still love him. I'm sure Brittany loves her family, but they're not good for her. And that's what I have to come to terms with, that some things you can love someone, but maybe it's time. Just love them at a distance, Be around people that love you and that respect you. See, someone can say, oh, I love so-and-so, but do you respect them? Did they respect Britney Spears? They didn't respect her. That's why they did what they did. They were greedy, and they took advantage. And the love of money corrupted them. And the more they made, the more they wanted to screw her over. So the next I want to talk about now, I want to try to tie it in. The story about the guy who had a concert lately, a couple of days ago, and about 9 people died right now that they know of. Some people in the hospital. I'm angry about that situation. I'm angry at the foolery that's happening in the black community. Now, what happened? There were a series of artists, musicians, um, to schedule to sing that day of that event. And I'm just going to show you my thoughts about what happened. Again, I never heard of the artist. I never heard of this artist in my life. Um, but now with the news coming out about them, they're from Houston, Texas, and there were a series of people to. It was like a music festival, and he was one of many people to perform. And before he even went on stage, before uh, it was like two something in the afternoon. Before the concert, even anybody performed, there was melee out there. You had people in the VIP section to go in through the VIP, and there was stampeding. That should have been nipped in the bud then, before any concert was to begin later on that day. They have to correct that. And do they have enough security? Okay. And then, the concert did start, and you had, no incident. And the incidences of the stampeding or whatever seemed to only occur when he was to perform. Why is that? So everybody has self control only until he came on board, or was it orchestrated? So you're going to be the black dude, um, with the bad boy, black boy routine, right? Has all those that hairdo, and then you had the pushing, and then you had people being jabbed with the needle. Could you believe that? A security guard testified, or okay, it's not court. I mean, he announced on the news that he was jabbed in the neck, uh, passed out, and then he had to be revived with this chemical. In some I guess the people came to rescue him. Could you believe that? Now, why would they do that? The whole thing, the whole show seemed very occulted, very bad energy. Um, Occult only means hidden, but this was just beyond hidden. This was about doing evil, and it seemed very satanic in my opinion. In my opinion, um, and it's interesting again. Everybody has self-control until he was to perform, and that's what was orchestrated, I believe, in my opinion. Uh, why didn't they do the jab jab with the needle with others? Because they waited for him, because they know they can milk it more, milk the system, and probably they could get more money off the mishap if it was under his performance. And so that's what I believe, that they deliberately set him up. Yes, he sings the music he sings. That's his genre. Everybody knows what type of music he plays. But they turned up the volume, so to speak, by setting up a series of events of violence, and people died. And yes, you see him singing, and you see someone passed out, and they were carrying the concert goers are carrying his body. Even with the Beatles. Remember, with the Beatles, the ladies were fainting. Remember that fainting? And so this looked like any other event of people fainting, but this was more. So I mean, not that I'm giving him excuse, or to wiggle away from responsibility. Not really. No. Um, what I'm getting at, see, I don't think this guy, this singer that was in that concert, that that these people were squeezed to death or whatever. They still have to do the autopsy on the victims, but he doesn't look too bright. He doesn't look like someone said, okay, let's do to stab people with a needle. Uh, let's do, no, I don't think so. I think people were assigned to get rowdy at certain time, only during his performance, because he's going to be the bad boy. And remember, the festival had like a giant head of his, and that people to go into his mouth is weird. So he was, I guess, the primary attraction to the festival. Um, but I believe that that it was set up that way. I don't think he personally said, "Hey, let's jab people, let's crush people." Um, but I did hear at that in a prior concert, he was encouraging people to get rowdy or something. Um, and that could be the case. But did he do it at this concert? Doesn't excuse, but it's just something's not sitting right. When I watch the thing, see, I'm sensitive to a lot of things, and there's something underneath it all, something underneath the whole thing. Yes, the guy, as a performer, should have been more on top of it. Yes, all of them. But the management, he's the singer, he's the one with the mic to sing, but he's not security. He is not all those people in between. Artists are artists. I'm thinking about even like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was just an artist. He didn't have any common sense about other stuff. He was the artist. Do his thing on stage, and everybody else is in charge of everything in between. You know, they really, the people performers, they really get real focused on their craft, and they seem to ignore everything else. So that aspect of a lot of performers is, not the best of them. But the people, the management, the record company, they know about all this stuff, and they should have handled it better. But see, I believe it's all by design, and it's like the age of the black. In this case, the black race, black people, black performers, everything. This decade, this whole 10 years was a trip. And I think they're exploiting this energy of that black people have. It could be used for the good, but it can also, this decade is being used for the bad. Yeah, this is what I'm picking up. So he gets this performer, he does his performance, and people were dying. People, CPR was being done. And then Drake, oh, see, I know the other guy's name. I don't remember the other, but the other performer came on stage with them. Just imagine the guilt that this person might have after hearing this. Why say that about the other fellow? Because his mother, his mother seemed to really have a stronghold on him. I mean, even as an adult, this guy Drake, when he was with his mother got a real strong, you know, I think the mother would really say something about him, you know, shame him. She seems like that type. Just my opinion. What I pick up, but yeah, this is a decade of decadence in the black community. We're turning our victimization into being a predator now, and we have to be careful because see, being a predator, um, you can get consumed yourself in the fire. And this performer, I don't remember his name, could consume him. He could lose all his money. Popular, he could lose popularity. Anything can happen. See, they can swing either way. It could bolster his reputation. It could, but also can pull it down. If too many people really complain, see, it's really something like the seesaw can go up or down, and depending upon how it's played, the sister can play it either hand. So whatever what hand you want to play, that other hand will get all the money. And else I noticed, and I sensed this was going to happen. I said, you know something? I bet some of the victims' family are going to open I forget what you call it. Oh, a foundation. What is a foundation? A money-making company. You just do something on behalf of a foundation, and then people start plugging in all that money. And when I heard, and again, it's not to be insensitive. I'm not trying to be insensitive. The kids that allegedly died in that it was a school thing that happened in Connecticut, and the father of an alleged victim, he's laughing, and then the camera comes out and he says, okay, okay, and then he pretends he's um, grieving. That's what I'm getting at. I don't know. I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't know what to believe. And again, I'm not trying to offend anybody. And if I offend anybody, and anyone who is a relative of anybody who died, or you're friends of the people that died, my apology and condolences, true condolences. But I'm angry at the system that people are profiteering off of other people. Um, I don't know. And again, again, the concept, the age of blackness, this decade. Why I say it like that? Throughout these 10 years, or past 7 years, this whole thing about what's happening in black communities, what black people are doing to each other, how we acting when we so-called make it in life. It's how does it affect it? It's not making us as a group grow. We're not growing. We're very immature. Um, we're not about community, and we just act and we're just in for the money, and there's no spirituality behind us anymore. Many of us go to church, and it's all for waste. Why even bother? Your God, money is your God, and nothing wrong with money. But it's like it's consuming us. This consumerism. Get what you need and get good things. But it's like a whoredom now that I see this happen in our community. We think that now that that some of us are really making money, that's it. There's no more accountability. And so this black performer that had all these people pushing and killing people, that people died, I should say. People died as a result of others pushing. And again, we don't know, we don't know for certain whether they died because of being crushed, but because someone was injecting people in the neck. And that is a possibility. And it does look like a ritual killing. You have evil people, and then they're going to target a performer to be the one whose watch is going to be done on. That's what I'm saying. That is being done during his performance and being done deliberate. If it was done on the other performers, it would not have gotten the same type of attention. But because it's this person, a Houston native, um, it's horrible. Horrible. What would make people do that? And put a needle in somebody? These were young people. They were in their 20s, and one alleged might have been 14 years old to do that. Either way, someone 14-year-old shouldn't be in a concert like that. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. I don't know. That's a minor. But either way, it's sad. So, yeah, this whole thing, this whole decade, come on, the number's not moving. Okay, the number went back on. My apology. Yeah. See, it doesn't like what I'm talking about. But yet, people, is it my imagination? But why is it that when there's a lot of tension in society, such as with this pandemic, it gets real intense, and then something's used to distract people. So now it's this guy, this black fellow from Texas, Houston, Texas, and then he had killings, people who died. And then remember with, was that 2 years ago, you had the other black performer, R. Kelly, and then you had Michael Jackson, the so-called documentary, those people who were trying, what it looked like, that they were just trying to, that the documentary was not a well-balanced documentary, it was very one-sided. They didn't interview um, the girlfriend of the guy, the guy that alleged that Michael Jackson did something to him, but yet this guy asking Michael Jackson to meet his niece, and when they came of age, he took the girl's virginity. It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. So when a guy is molested at 10 years old or something, they're going to be about guys. They're not going to want a young girl's virginity. It doesn't add up, and to me, it just sounds he's phony, and he's milking the Michael Jackson estate. That's what it looks like to me. That's what it looks like. Okay, so but it seems those things like with that documentary on Michael Jackson and R. Kelly. But you notice that it seems to occur. Okay, I believe it was used as a distraction at that time even. And what was the distraction from? Remember the thing in Hollywood with that guy, what's his name, Harvey Weinstein? It took away the attention from what was happening with him. And then again, the attention from him gets distracted again with Jeffrey Epstein, who he's dead now, I think almost 2 years, with the pedophilia, with those young girls, teenage girls that he was messing with. See that? Don't you see a correlation that a distraction happens with these other people, and then they turn up the volume, so to speak, and then they put the attention on the black guys, because we all like to watch and see black people, black men in particular, to do a screw up. Yeah, they could have been wiser, these guys. They could have, and that is their fault as adults. But I believe the system is exploiting them to do that. It's a distractant. It's distracting a lot of things, and it's to make money. And I think it was a ritual killing with the recent what do you call it? Um, the concert, the festival. But yeah, these past 10 years, like even my videos, here I was getting very worked up about the black watching. You're not responsible for anyone else but yourself. And so I felt like it was pulling me emotionally. I felt, oh God, I got to do this to help this person, do that. You know how many people just want to sap my energy? Yeah. And it's like, wow. But I felt that I had to because I have to save us, right? No, I don't have to save anybody. I don't even have to live in certain communities. Tell yourself that. See, people are being brainwashed to think because of what they are, who they are, what their gender is or race, whatever, or your nationality, that you have to be about them. No, it's being about you and doing things that edify you, that builds up your spirituality, because we are spirit beings. And it's not about materialism. But if you are blessed with material goods, wonderful. But it's not about, see, I thought everything was about being a part of the group. Be your own person. Be your own person. And this year of the decade, the 10 years of just want to please people. Oh, I have to be about this community. And the people who I'm trying to help are the people who are harming me, people who have harmed me. When am I going to wake up? When am I going to wake up? I have to start really do you. There's one YouTuber said, "Do you boo?" Do you boo? Yeah, do you. And that's not in a selfish sense, but it's okay to be kind to yourself. Be kind to what you want to do with your life, where you want to live. Are you only living where you live because so and so will be mad at you if you move somewhere else? You ever feel that way, that you have to stay and live where you live because so and so will be angry at you if you move? But then they're going to move and do their thing, and they're not going to tell you about it. See that? And that has happened to me. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a time of going within and respecting yourself and a rebirth. Yeah, I'm looking right now. This thing on Britney Spears. Yeah, she's on right now. Yeah, more power to her. What she symbolizes, that to break the chains of slavery. There's a mental slavery and a physical slavery. And if you too have been a slave, it's time for freedom. It's time for liberation. No matter what your gender is, no matter what your race is, no matter what your nationality is, no matter what neighborhood you live in, it's about you and about elevating yourself spiritually and overcoming this world system. Yeah, I got a lot of inner work to do. And so my seeing about this Britney Spears, I'm elated for her, and I want to start really doing me, really celebrating my life. Yeah, it really started making me think, hey, maybe it might be time for me to move from here. Just a new start for me. I mean, I like it here, but I started to think when I saw the thing, the thing on Brittany. Hey, maybe it's time for me to move on. Who knows? Yeah. So I see I've been on for 63 minutes, so I'm gonna go now. I gotta eat my food. Yeah, I hope it's not overcooked. Yeah, but I hope you understand where I'm coming from. And again, my apology if I offended anybody regarding the concert. Yes, condolences to the victims. Condolences, true condolences to them. And yes, power to Britney. That's Britney Spears. And people like Britney out there, whether you're male or female, yes, men could be abused too, and but mostly women are, but you have men who are victims of exploitation in the music industry, in Hollywood, or just being at home with a so-called family. Yes, be a family to yourself. Okay, so thank you for listening and enjoy. And those of you who like my content, to share this video, friends or family of yours that would appreciate this. And those of you who want to support my channel, You can do so by donating to my PayPal me account. The link you'll find on right, the top right side of the banner of my channel. My channel name is Spirit Journey. You just click on the link and follow the prompt, and any amount would be greatly appreciated. Yes, I thank you all for listening, watching, and for your support in any way. Thank you again. Peace, love, joy, and harmony and empowerment. Oh, let me show you my little doggie. Yeah, let me show you. Come. Yeah. This is Lily. Yes. And she'll be 12 years old this coming Monday. Yeah, look at her. She'll be 12 years old. Yeah, she'll be 12 years old. I love you, Lily. I love you. Yes, she'll be 12. So, yeah, she'll be 12 years old. She already just had her breakfast. Yeah. But yeah, she'll be 12, and so I just want to show you that because in case that I don't do a video on her birthday, at least she'll, you get her here, okay? I love you, Lily. Little kissy, 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 kissy. Yeah, I love you, Lily. So again, take care and enjoy your day. Bye bye.